What's your name, organization, and position?
My name is Liz Brent, and I'm the CEO of the Girl Scouts of Southern Alabama. And the Girl Scouts of Southern Alabama, 4 years ago, did a merger, and so we merged 2 complete councils and parts of 4 others, so we are the Girl Scouts for the bottom half of the state of Alabama.
Could you give a short description and the list of your programs?
We serve girls from ages 5 to 18 and try and build courage, confidence, and character in those girls. So the programs run the gamut from lots of hands-on experiential sorts of things to outdoor camping and sailing. We have a sailing program going on up on Lake Martin this week, so that's why I'm up here. But we try and do things that are adjunct to what happens in a traditional classroom. I think in today's world, traditional classroom time is spent on certain skill development, so we try and do things that are an adjunct to that shore that up and help with kids that maybe do better with their hands-on stuff to learn how to do things. So a lot of our programs are hands-on.
Where does most of your funding come from?
75% of our funding comes from the Cookie Program. And the Cookie Program is the largest entrepreneurial program in the U.S. It started in the 1920s with some Girl Scouts baking cookies and going through their neighborhood. And I don't know what the numbers are this year, but last year the Cookie Program was $300 million. So 75% of our income comes from girls selling cookies, which is amazing.
How has your organization helped the community?
I think our major purpose is to build good citizens. We work with girls in terms of flag ceremonies, what it means to be a good citizen. They do a lot of civic kinds of things, whether or not that's coastal cleanup, neighborhood cleanup, all of the, food banks, all of that sort of thing. So we both serve as an adjunct to the community in that regard, but we also, I think most of our girls understand what it means to be a citizen and give back to the community. That's part of what our programs are aimed at. There's a new program sort of thing called the Journeys, and the Journeys emphasize giving back.
What are the requirements to participate in the programs?
$12 membership fee. That's it. So, not too much. Oh, and you have to be a girl. But you have to be a girl.
How have the children benefited from participating in your programs?
I think that's highly variable because we don't have a set program thing. I have kids now that just join the Girl Scouts to Sail, for example. That's a fairly different experience than a traditional troop. We do a lot of work in public housing, so I think our most eloquent stories are girls in public housing. We have a very couple of longtime benefactors in Montgomery that pay for all of our programs in public housing, and so those girls, I think, have opportunities to do things they would never have to do. So we go into the public housing community, have a staff person, they do activities during the course of the year, and then in the summer they run this day camp where they go to the zoo and go to the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, and it winds up as an overnight up at Lake Martin. And being out in the woods, sleeping in a tent, cooking outside is not something a lot of those kids will ever have a chance to do in public housing. So I think I see some of the dramatic differences in that group of girls, which this year we sent some of them to regular resident camp. That was pretty entertaining, where they got to spend 5 or 6 days at camp, and it was that totally out of maybe a difficult place to grow up, and put them in the woods in a totally different context and try and do skill development. So I think those kinds of things. But most girls will tell you that they've benefited because they have some confidence they maybe didn't have.